Hey crafties, it's another Thursday DIY. So for this DIY, we need a wire and crinoline, this tubular crinoline. So first thing we would do is to apply the glue to the edge of the wire, that very tip. We apply the glue there, and the reason for this is so that when we pass it through the crinoline, it's not going to be sticking out of the holes. You know how porous crinoline is. So I'm going to be doing that, putting it inside right away. So for this fascinator, I used 2 yards, about 2 yards of crinoline and 2 yards of wire. So you can make it any length you want. I think I showed us another one I made, the one in the picture for this tutorial. That one I used 5 yards of wire and crinoline. So you see, it's a very easy DIY. You just need very few materials. With your Alice band, your wire, your crinoline, your needle and thread, you are good to go. So I would do that till the very end. You see, this is what we have, and I would tie it at the end. So what I would do to ensure this place is properly secured, I would apply the gum again. I would apply it and allow it get a little bit dry. It won't be completely dry, just a bit dry. Then I'll use my thread to just run around it a couple of times, just like this. I'll just run around it like that, so that when it dries completely, it's going to dry together with the thread, so it gives it a form of reinforcement and keeps it in place. So that this is a technique that works for me. You might have your own technique, but I've tried this a couple of times and it works. So you'll be doing this to the other end as well. Before we continue, let me just say a very big welcome to all our new subscribers. Yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining this community. I promise you it's going to be worth your time and your while. Thank you so much. So we'll cut off the thread, and from this point we'll be making the loops. You see how the edge is. So okay, I forgot to mention something. So if you're going to be tying the other end, you see this fraying, the way it's looking rough, and that at that point you have to ensure you stretch the crinoline so that it is firm on the wire. It is firm and it looks put together. It should not be looking free while you're inserting your wire. So I missed that before. So please try as much as possible. Ensure you stretch your crinoline as you run it down your wire before you secure the other end. So this is what the edges look like. The next thing we'll be doing is to make the loops, the different loops. It's a very easy DIY. If you don't even have any experience with fascinator making, you should be able to do this one. Very easy, and that's what I try as much as possible to come up with designs that are easy for beginners to follow through without any form of supervision. And this particular wire design can serve as a base for anything you want to put on it. It's very versatile. You can attach flowers, feathers, any quantity of feathers you want. But I didn't want my own looking too full. I just love that simplicity of the wires. So that's why I left my own like that. But you can incorporate anything you want into it. There's no limit to creativity. So at this point I'm making the loops, and I'm just forming them in accordance with the size that I want. You can make yours bigger, you can make yours smaller. Please just try as much as possible to not use a wire that is too thick. Don't use a wire that is too thick. Don't use a wire that is too flexible. Too thick makes it difficult to manipulate into the various shapes. Too flexible gives you the risk of it, breaking while you're trying to manipulate it. So go to any hat shop and tell them you want to buy hat wire, not the thick one, the less thicker one. I think it's called copper wire. I think that's what they call it. Just tell them you want to buy copper wire for hat making, and you should be able to get the right kind of wire for this particular project or fascinator. So you just make the loops like I'm making here. And I apologize for some parts of this video that were not so clear with the way my hands were moving out of the focus of the camera. I'm so sorry about that. But if we have any questions, any clarifications, anything that you feel is not so clear and you would like me to shed more light on with regards to this tutorial, please feel free to reach out to me. You can send me a WhatsApp message, you can send me a DM. I would be glad to answer your questions. So our fascinator is taking shape, and the beauty of this particular kind of fascinator is that you can use this wire to make any shape that you want, because what I'm seeing now looks like a butterfly. So you could manipulate the wire into any shape. You could form flowers, you could form heart shapes, you could form anything. So that's the beauty of this wire fascinator. The possibilities of the designs you could achieve with this are endless. That's why I said earlier that it can serve as a base for your design. You can build on it. You can add flowers, you can add feathers, you can add beads, anything. Just explore your creativity, keep your options open. I'm not going to try to limit you by saying this is what you should put on it or this is what I'm going to put on it. You just decide for yourself. So our fascinator is taking shape. Just keep going to keep tacking. So I forgot to mention as well, while you're sewing these loops together, sometimes you have to go through the crinoline on the body of the wire. Sometimes you have to go through the stitched parts, the parts that we tied with ropes earlier. Just ensure that whatever you're doing, it is secure. That is the important step in all of this. Ensure that it does not unravel anyhow. So after you form the shape you want, you've made the loops you want, the next thing is to attach it to your Alice band. Now for your Alice band, I mentioned in my previous videos that you can decide to wrap your Alice band with a matching color of the fascinator that you are making. And for mine, I think I ended up wrapping it eventually. You can decide to wrap it, you can decide not to. If you want to learn how to wrap the Alice band for your fascinator, I have a video on it. I think under my Ashoke fascinator, I did a tutorial on how to wrap your Alice band with fabric or any material of your choice. So you can just scroll down and check that video. But here I'm just going to attach it to the Alice band. just to show us what it would look like at the end of the day. Like I mentioned earlier, I've made this design before and it was way fuller than this. So this other one I'm making is not so full. If you check the flyer for this particular tutorial, you would observe that the design there appears fuller. Yes, that's the first design I made. So I'm just showing us this one for illustrative purpose for the sake of this DIY. So here's what it looks like, your wire base fascinator. So here's the other one I made before, the fuller one, and this is the less fuller one that we're making for this tutorial. So you see, I said the loops can be as many as you want, then you build on it for whatever design you have in mind for yourself. So to cover that thread underneath, I'll be using my velvet ribbon to cover it. So the idea behind this covering is to ensure that the thread that is showing under the Alice band is covered. So whatever is on the top of it does not really matter because we'll still end up covering it with maybe a tiny flower or some beads or something. But just ensure that this bottom where those threads are showing is neatly covered so that it looks tidy at the end of the day. So you see it's neatly covered. So that's the aim of this covering. So you can choose to cover the Alice band if you so wish. So I'm covering the other fascinator we made, and like I mentioned earlier, whatever is happening at the top is not really a big deal to be covered. The bottom is the important part. So that is how you achieve your wire fascinator base. You can build on this to achieve any bespoke design that you want. I hope the video is clear enough. So I can decide to put that flower there or anything else. So if you tried out this design, do let me know. I'd love to see you and your creative designs that you come up with. I'd love to see them. Just send them to me. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Until next Thursday, to have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you.